touch the knife. Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to First to Worst. I'm Spanners. I'll be your host for this run. We are joined for another Goulash run. This is our last day of Goulash runs for Phase 2B of the Goulash. Seems like we just got started, but we have several runs to get through today. And right now, we've got a shiny sword and a dodecahedron. Welcome to both of you.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy
Hello.
indeed. The two of you ready for your run? Feeling confident? Feeling not so confident? What's going on with you two?
I think I
You
could have
first,
done
David.
with another hour of sleep.
That's only
Um,
fair.
Other than that, I feel pretty confident for this run. I haven't practiced either.
Very nice, very nice. Both of you equally sleep deprived?
Not me, to be fair, today. But I'm post-work, so
Okay.
maybe that balances out a bit.
We'll have to see. Without further ado, we have both of you in the starting room ready to begin selecting your weapons. So you can go ahead and start opening those boxes. You have 3 rerolls apiece. Please announce your rerolls so I know to count them off.
What's in the box that always rocks?
Rhino. Is it a rhino? It's a rhino.
I think I'll take my first roll,
That's
Yeah,
your
I will too.
which is a M1911 operator.
You're both taking what's in the boxes right off the bat.
Yep.
Right
It's a
on, right on.
semi-automatic. It's a pistol. That'll work.
Okay, those are both
It's not the-
respectable rolls. Like to see
It's not
those
the
for
shorty.
sure.
Yeah, it's not the shorty.
That being the case, a shiny sword. Are you ready?
I am ready, boss.
Dodecahedron, are you ready?
Yes.
Then you may commence your runs. Good luck, and we will see you on the other side.
Ciao.
And both of our runners are now muted and deafened. We'll give it a couple of seconds for the streams to catch up, and then we'll tune back in with their streams and see what's going on. We've got the 1911 operator going up against the Rhino. Both are very good starting rolls. I think the 1911 would be a little bit easier to deal with the statics in the first hold, being an auto-loader and a quick reload, but the revolver certainly has a solid amount of firepower, especially starting with hollow points, if you can make those shots, of course. Shiny Sword and Dodecahedron both clearing out their first supply points, breaking up the boxes.
1-point shotgun.
The Sword rolling the 1-point bolt action, getting himself a Sako with that free sight. Dodecahedron rolling the shotgun roll, getting the KS-23. But it looks like he does have the buckshot to start with, so that will come in handy for sure.
But I guess I still have my own now. Ow.
Both of them fairly on par as far as progress go. Dodecahedron entering first hold along with a shiny sword. Looks like Dodecahedron has possibly only 3 statics he's going to have to clear out. Yeah, only 3. A shiny sword, also 3? That could be good luck for both of them. We might be getting ready to see some pretty quick clears here, although Dodecahedron has a better lineup on the left there. And the stacks are up for both. And they are both through at the same time. Lovely clears on both sides. Both are runners neck and neck after the first hold. There is no clear winner right now, although usually there isn't after the first hold. I love how in sync they are right now. Both clearing out their supply points. Dodecahedron has another shotgun he can roll. but he's not taking it right now. Hasn't pulled out that KS-23 yet. His second supply point is in the bottom of Yellow Pit Room. So he's got a little bit of a firefight on his hands. Now both of them clearing out their second supply points.
Another revolver.
1 point pistol and a 1 point revolver. Not great rolls for both of them. Dodecahedron says no, and he's heading straight into hold 2. AShinySword rolling that 1 point pistol, getting himself the Defender 45. Now, since Dodecahedron has just the revolver and the KS-23, those hardens he's going to have to be very careful with. AShinySword rolling the 2 point auto-loading shotgun, unfortunately getting that stockless shotgun. Punished for gambling.
One more, I think.
So we'll see how those hardens fare against Dodecahedron. He's going to have to be very careful with his shots to make them count, and the hardens are up. Switching over to the KS-23. It has the breacher rounds in it. Out of ammo. He's going to have to switch to his revolver there. Taking careful aim. One over his head, and he's through the hardens. Definitely not the fastest clear we've seen, and that's an opportunity for AShinySword to pick up some score. We've seen the hardens in this room be the bane of a couple of runners so far. We'll see how that fares in the long term for Dodecahedron. A fairly good swarm spawn for the second wave here. A couple in a nice little cluster on the side of the room, and another by this door. None of them running off to hide in that darkened hallway. And the swarms should be popping in any second now. Switching back over to the KS wouldn't be my first choice.
What even, dude?
Having a little bit of trouble with those swarms. We're also going to have another reload here. Taking some fire while dealing with the swarms. Chasing down the last one. And with a lovely ricochet, he's through second hold. Just in time for AShinySword. Finish clearing out a little firefight he got into. He has tricked out his shotgun with a nice red dot sight. Looks like he was able to pick up some API for his pistols, both in 45. And we are getting into second hold for Shiny.
I don't even...
Counting up the hardens. Looks like he has... I see 4 at least. Getting some dual-wielding action on these 45s. You always love to see it. He has 5 hardens, it looks like. And that API, while certainly better than just the full metal jacket, I think the shotgun is going to be our primary weapon here. And the hardens are up, switched over to the shotgun, taking aim for each of them. Having to take a couple extra shots for that last one gave him trouble, but that was still a quicker clear than Dodecahedron had. Picking up a lead. He's taken a fair amount of damage, though. He's at about half health. I suppose that patrol took its toll, because I don't think he's taken much damage, if any, so far during this hold. He'll have to be careful not to get swarmed, otherwise he could die pretty quickly here. Also, a fairly fortunate spawn on the incoming swarms. None of them running off to that darkened hallway, which will help out for a quick clear. Getting ready to take those down with a shotgun. I think he might have one more kill wave if that one didn't get lost. Lining up, getting ready. And there's the swarms. The first one is down pretty quick. Spending the rest of our ammo, switching to the pistols, and we are through second hold on AShinySword. The score gap taking a fairly wide lead on AShinySword part. Dodecahedron definitely has a fair amount of catching up to do if he wants to take this one.
They are indeed what I am. I don't know why.
In the meantime, it looks like Dodecahedron was able to roll that 6-point battle rifle, get himself the FAL with 10-shot magazines. A nice, safe, and reliable roll. Get himself red dot, and he is well healed. Shiny Sword has the opportunity for a 6-point AR. Gonna recycle that Sako very well.
Right.
And he's got himself the Malyuk with, I believe those are 10 rounders to start with.
Override token found.
Not the greatest roll you could have gotten out of that 6-point AR pool, but definitely not the worst. And Dodecahedron is rushing ahead into hole 3, light blue room.
Analyzing system.
He should be in a much better position to deal with these hardens, considering he has a battle rifle now. All you gotta do is make sure to have all your shots count and stay up on the reloads. We've got, looks like 4 of the hardens, and they're up, spending a fair number of rounds to make sure that they are down, taking cover behind barrier. Quick snap to the last hardened, and he's through with those.
Advancing to next system layer. Analyzing system.
Definitely a much better time than the last time he dealt with hardens on the previous hold. Yes, the Malyuk does use AK rounds, AK mags, and AK rounds. It's a 7.62 so he can upgrade it to the 100-round drum. The only downside for that is that it can be pretty awkward to get those into the bullpup area. Dodecahedron keeping good control of this room.
He didn't die, bro.
All of those swarms clustered at one end. Should be able to get, if he doesn't miss any shots, should be able to do this without needing a reload. He will need now, though, after being rudely interrupted. The first one's down, second one's down, and had just enough ammo to get all of them without needing a second reload. That was lovely. So now, all he has to do is hold out until the recursives come in, without getting a hedgehog, of course. I think he just has full metal jacket ammunition for his FAL, which shouldn't cause any issues with over-penetration. Maybe a weird ricochet could spawn an extra node, but the FAL with the red dot should be precise enough that he can take out the recursives, no problem. Just has to not get rudely interrupted by additional SOSICs coming in. Meanwhile, AShinySword is recycling his pistols. I believe he has a mag upgrade station. He's going to try and get some better magazines for the Malyuk. And the recursives are up for Dodecahedron. Had to take an extra shot there on the first one. Ooh, switch over to the revolver to finish it off. Otherwise, a smooth recursive clear, and Dodecahedron is complete with hold 3.
5 override tokens found.
AShinySword, meanwhile, looks like he was upgrade, or has he upgraded his mags yet? I'm not quite sure. No, he's just about to do that, upgrading to 20 rounders. 20 is more than 10, although definitely not as large as we might like for the Malyuk. Now, one thing that seems to be a kind of a deep dark secret that not everyone knows about the Malyuk is how to switch it over to semi-auto. You have that lever on the right side by the ejection port. You can click that and switch over to semi-auto, which would definitely help a little bit to try and save ammo on those 20-round mags. In any case, Dodecahedron, AShinySword. Man, what a tongue twister of a name. We have AShinySword into hold 3. Getting ready to take out those hardens. A lovely cluster right in front. That shotgun is about to do some good work. And they're up. Whipping out that shotgun. 1 for 1 on the hardened clears. Switch back over to Malyuk, finish off the last two, and that was a smooth as butter clear. Very nice to see.
Advancing to next system layer. Analyzing system.
It does use the same lever as the normal AK. That's really what the Malyuk is. It's an AK shoved into a bullpup stock. It's kind of a cursed creation. But it's serving him well enough here. And he's got a lovely lineup on the swarms. He's got a couple more kill waves before they'll pop in, though. So he's just got to keep control of the room, hope that none of the Sosigs get lost on the way. And there they are. The first one's down quick. The second one didn't quite have enough ammo to finish off in one mag. Finished off the last one with the shotgun. Otherwise was pretty good to clear. Meanwhile, Dodecahedron has moved on to hold 4. J hallway.
Too long there.
Dodecahedron might be done with his recursives in hold 4 before AShinySword is for hold 3. Because they come in pretty quick for hold 4. They're already up for Dodecahedron. And there's one node. Chasing down the second and the third. And Dodecahedron will see no more recursive encryptions. AShinySword is about to face down his.
Analyzing system.
Looks like he has switched over to semi-auto, saving ammo before the recursives come in, and they're up.
Detected.
Having to reposition a little bit, a lot bit, to take down the first one and the second one. And AShinySword is clear of hold 3. Not bad at all.
Data extracted.
Meanwhile, Dodecahedron is facing down all 3 Sosigs from 3 doors, getting ready for those stealths to come in. He was able to upgrade his foul mags to 30 rounds. 30 is more than 10, and the stealths are up. Having some lucky spawns at first, coming in that corner. And the last 2 down at the other end of the hall. A fairly good stealth clear. Didn't lose any of them. Didn't have to hunt them down too much. Not bad at all.
Analyzing system.
Oh, I didn't switch APs. Just give him a concussion. Just stay on the floor long enough.
Commenting on how that full metal jacket ammunition he has for the foul doesn't have a lot of armor piercing capabilities, so you gotta knock him down, shoot him in the meaty bits, or just aim between the gaps in the armor. It looks like a fairly unfortunate spawn for the Agiles, kind of spread out all over the place. Hopefully, with all that extra ammunition in his magazines, he'll be able to take all 3 Agiles down without needing an extra reload.
Agile.
And they're up. Trying to track down the first one. We got it. The second one is chased down and gone. And the third
That was
needed a few extra shots. That was an okay, pretty okay agile clear for a battle rifle in J hallway. And Dodecahedron is done with hold 4, and AShinySword is entering hold 4.
Analyzing system.
Still rocking that Malyuk. I believe AShinySword was able to roll some API for his mags. Looks like he's still got the 20 rounders, and the recursives are already up. The first node is gone, taking careful aim on the second, and that's down. And the third is gone as well. Farewell to the recursives.
Advancing to next system layer.
I think a grenade went off somewhere. Don't eat the green berries.
System.
That API will definitely help out with defeating the armor, especially with the breachers. That's the biggest downside of 7.6 2x39 here, is that it does not have great capabilities as far as going up against armor goes. Now let's count up the stealths. I see 3, which means there's probably 4 or 5 with a couple clouds around the corner. Yep, 5. So when they come in, we'll be counting to 5. And they are up. Looking around for those. Looks like they all clustered on this end of the room. And that was a lovely stealth clear. We do love to see when they all kind of get in a big clump at one end of the hall. Didn't need to spend any time at all hunting them down. Now dealing with the first set of breachers here. That API doing good work against the armor, even through the barriers. And as weird and funky as the Malyuk is, it is fairly controllable for a 7.6 2x39 gun. A lovely rate of fire. The only downside is somewhat awkward reloads with the larger magazines. And Dodecahedron did not spend much time at all in between holds. He's on to hold 5. The Agiles are up for a shiny sword, taking a fair amount of time with the shotgun, chasing down the Agiles. He's taken a couple of hits here, and he was able to get through. Took a fair amount of damage there, though. The stealths are about to pop in for Dodecahedron. And the stealths are up. Spending his shots well here, and that was a pretty good stealth clear. Looks like he was able to roll himself a 4 grip for the foul.
Next system layer. Analyzing system.
And we're on to speed meat. I'm not sure if he was able to get any interesting ammo for that foul, but I don't think we need it for the speed meat, because these are mostly unarmored, or lightly armored Sosigs. Choosing to take a fairly central position here in the room, with a nice bit of temporary cover, shielding him from the main doorway here. And the Agiles are up, finishing off that one guy, and we're on to hunt down the bees. The first one's down. I think there's a grenade. He thinks so too. Chasing down this one. And there's one more Agile. Taking aim. And we're through there. Took a couple of hits. Overall, that was a somewhat slow Agile clear. I'm not sure which power-up that was. It might have been an infinite ammo power-up, or a regen. Yep, I think that's a regen, actually. So we have switched over to armor-piercing rounds, it looks like, for the foul. Meanwhile, AShinySword has upgraded to the big drums for the Malyuk. Those will definitely come in handy, and it's a good thing that he's going to be reloading that off-screen. Dodecahedron keeping good control of the room, dealing with the breachers quite well.
Yeah, fuck you.
And there should be about one more kill wave before the regen comes in. And there it is, with a couple of crazy legs going off way downtown. Getting hung up a little bit, but we are through the 5th and final hold. With a 193 470. Definitely not the score that he was hoping for. So, AShinySword might have this, but anything can happen in hold 5. And we will get that plugged in. 193, 470. And we will check back in once AShinySword has finished his run. Just in time for some exciting inventory management. It looks like he was able to get that drum filled up with API while we were over with a dodecahedron. Get your muscle meat.
Oh dear, oh dear.
We're ready to clear out purple room. That API just tearing these poor Sussex apart. And we are in hold 5. Heading up to the top of the stairs,
Could literally be in anything
which
else
is
other than
usually
this.
viewed as a
Literally
fairly
in
safe
anything
place to hang out. Should have plenty of ammunition to deal with the stealths when they come in. Especially if he switches over to semi-auto. Keeping good control of the room with the scouts come in. Timed the reload so it comes in right when the stealths do. Clearing out a bunch right in front. Didn't have to hunt any of them down. That was a fairly smooth stealth clear. Not a smooth reload, and that is the main downside for the Malyuk, is that sometimes those drum reloads are pretty awkward. Now we, of course, onto the speed meat. Taking a little bit of fire as they start to pile up. But AShinySword is regained control of the room. I don't know if he has any shields or other power-ups he might be able to use for the Agiles. He might have spent his points on that mag upgrade. And the Agiles are up. Also in the middle of an awkward reload. But we should have plenty of ammo now. Spending a number of rounds getting down the first one. And they're starting to pile up again. We're losing control, taking a bunch of hits. And there's still one more Agile. A bunch of Sussex have started to pile up in the speed meat. We've taken our muscle meat and our health, both of them. Charging down the last... Oh, there's 2. Oh, no. This could be bad. Oh, boy.
Christ.
That was a very unfortunate clear for the Agiles. Took a lot of damage there, down to almost 1,000 health. That does not give him a lot of room to play with these breachers. Though he should be able to control them quite well. Sosig with an AA-12 coming around the corner, you don't want to see those. Those can do up to 2,000 a hit. So if AShinySword gets surprised or in a bad way, some of these guys could one-shot him right now. I wonder if those Agiles cost him the run. I don't know. He does have the right tools he needs to deal with these breachers, so unless he misses them or they sneak up on him some way, he should be able to deal with these pretty good. The only thing will be if they come in right when the regenerative does, he might have to spend some time securing the room before he deals with it. And it's up. A much better spawn than dodecahedron, and he's through with hold 5. Let's see what we got. A 193, 9, 10. That is a close run for both of them. But AShinySword has taken this victory and eliminated dodecahedron from the tournament. What a close run, though. I was scared that he was going to die during those Agiles. That was pretty rough. In any case, I have their scores down, so I will mute their streams and bring them back in here for a quick chat. All right, both of you have now completed your runs welcome back.
Neat.
Dodecahedron, what are you doing?
I don't know.
You sleep
Good
deprived.
question.
That is ugh. So, how are the two of you feeling about that run?
I don't feel confident whatsoever.
God awful.
I will say these scores are much closer than I was expecting them to be.
No, for real. Honestly, I thought AShinySword would just dumpster me.
Oh no, man! That was the worst run I've survived in over 2 weeks. There were many times I shouldn't have survived. I
I
think the
thought you
replay
were
will attest to
done
that.
for sure during those agiles. Both
Oh,
of
so
you.
did I.
I mean, I didn't have a struggle, but I felt like I should have done better than that, at least.
At least both of
So-
us are not alone in that fact.
Yes.
So I have your scores down, both of them. With both of you having a standard spawn lock multiplier, I'll just read out the base scores. Both of you got a 193. Dodecahedron, you got a 193 470. AShinySword, you got a 193 910.
I'm so sorry, my
Dodecahedron,
dude.
I'm afraid you have been eliminated from the Goulash bracket.
That's the second time I've lost my 500 points. Oh.
What a run. Both of you were quite in sync for a lot of it. You guys went through the first hold basically in lockstep, and then things just kind of went from there.
Yeah. I think us both being tired probably provided some entertainment by the nature of our runs. I think. Ugh.
Well,
Oh,
while
dear.
we keep chatting here, I will of course open up the floor to any questions that chat might want to toss our way.
Is one of them already gonna be white hot dogs? I see it coming.
I might ban whoever asks that. I don't know.
I've already answered it once, so.
I've answered it twice now.
Also, if
So-
Anton, please add mirroring to weaponry. Left-handing certain guns is awful. Please.
I will say that having left-handed guns would make it even weirder than it already is. Because as a left-hander, you're so used to having everything be on the right side anyway. Like we have that left hook. I don't know what to do with that thing.
To be fair,
We
I
have the
prefer using
R8.
that.
We have that R8 revolver. That's the toughest revolver second toughest revolver to use.
I just don't like the iron sights on that thing. I could perfectly pocket reload it just fine.
Mm,
There's something about those irons. Makes me angry.
truly. Wait, AShinySword, were you running left-handed the whole time?
Yes.
And that's 2 runs in a row I've done where I didn't notice there was another lefty. There's more of us than I thought. Jeez.
Yeah. No, there really are. I mean, I was brought up right-handed and then realized halfway through my archery training that I actually am left-handed in
So
terms of sport.
You started up right-handed and then you realized you were correct-handed.
Yes, exactly. So I've been transitioning across to the left-handed stuff, but everything. It took me a little while when first starting practicing for the competition to sort of switch for things. Also, if someone can point me to where the bolt release on this thing is, I'd be very grateful.
On the
What gun is
Malyuk?
it?
It's a Malyuk, yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
I don't think there is.
There isn't one. There is a mag drop, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mag drop works fine. I didn't know. I was just thinking because every time the problem I had is I was trying to grab it here, and every time I grab the charging handle through the grip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a struggle. In any case, we do have a few questions to go through on the from chat. I do have one person asking. Okay, I'll allow it. Why Sosigs?
Why so sigs? Is this a directed question or is this to the both of us?
Either one.
Do you want to
I
go
don't
first,
know.
boss, and I'll answer?
I'd say it's a meteor target.
Very good,
Then-
very good. I like the pun. I'm not really sure. I think I prefer the comedy of errors that it produces with the animations, and there is something in me that it helps going through shooting non-human targets. I don't know. It makes it far less, uh, shall we say, consequential. If I see one of them cowering in a corner, it's like, yeah, it's just
Oh,
it's
keeps
fine.
it fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have another question. In the same vein, why mustard? Obviously, because it goes with the hot dogs.
Yeah. What else circulates around their meaty bodies? Come on now.
Certainly not ketchup. I mean, who the hell would put ketchup on a hot dog?
Exactly. It's travesty.
A
Travesty.
disgrace, truly. We do have one who wants to know, says, both of you guys said you were sleep deprived going into this. Did you feel that during your run?
I feel it
wanna
on
go
my
first?
eyes, but
I have
Fair enough.
the chronic interest equals energy, so I didn't really feel it too much. But that is also why I'm sleep deprived.
Fair enough. Yes, the real condiment is mayonnaise. I can live
I'll
with
take
that.
that. Yeah, I could agree with that. Or burger sauce.
Better than
Also a
ketchup.
good contender. Yes.
Many
absolutely.
things are better than ketchup. Most things. Well, with that, I will go ahead and call that a run before dodecahedron goes much further with whatever the hell he's doing to that poor rhino.
I can't even see, and do I even want to know?
No. It's
There we go. The
jeez,
elbow
that's
sight.
so bad. All right. We'll get the two of you out of here. We have another run coming up in about an hour. That will be, who's that going to be? That'll be Papa Penguin versus Fable coming up in about an hour from now. So, those of you watching, thanks for tuning in. I've been Spanners. This was a Shiny Sword versus Dodecahedron. Shiny Sword, congratulations on your victory. Dodecahedron, commiserations on your defeat. Hopefully, we'll keep seeing you around the First Horse server.
Likewise.
Thanks for the run,
Ironically,
both of you.
I said to Shiny Sword that it would probably not be a close match whatsoever.
Dude, that's what
and I
did
did.
it.
What
That's
did
what
I?
did it.
And what did I tell you? I said it'll be a lot closer than you think.
It's the close
Indeed it
ones that are always the
was.
funnest.
Aye.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time on First to Worst. Take care.